Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 3, Episode 20, where we watch Buzzworthy, Feedworthy, Season
Famous.
1, Feed Famous, Season 1, Episode 1 and 2. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Robert Kitts.
Social Maxdia influencer.
I like it.
Thanks.
I hate both of you.
What did we do?
Wow, what a coincidence. I hate both of you, Chris.
The show is so atrocious.
Should I explain what the show is?
Give us that show description.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys the show description. The only problem is it's going to be a little disjointed because it's sort of formatted like a BuzzFeed article.
Oh my God.
Is it a BuzzFeed article?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Do you have what it takes to be the next social media star? The day you probably didn't even know you were waiting for has arrived. BuzzFeed is launching a new modeling competition show called Feed Famous. We're taking real, unfiltered beauties from across the country and making them battle it out in weekly photo challenges. There's only one rule. All photos must be taken on your phone. Every week, Jasmine and a celebrity guest judge will determine who gets to stay on the feed and who gets eliminated. The last star standing will then be flown out to Los Angeles to party with BuzzFeed as a VIP guest.
did they explain the phone thing?
I don't think they did.
They didn't say anything about it had to be on their phone.
No, they
The
didn't.
in the one episode, the one was like, "Oh, I usually take a professional phone." I was like, "That's weird. Why wouldn't you do that now?"
I don't know what to tell you.
I guess it's like the Instagram model. You have to you have to take the Instagram photo on your phone.
Yeah, if you want to be a real social media influencer, Chris, you got to be able to use your phone.
Okay, yeah. So, you know how we always say that each reality show should have some sort of panel?
Yeah,
This show has a panel, and it's terrible.
it really is.
It's just hot. Everything about the show is hot garbage.
So I'll tell you what the show is.
Give it to us.
Hot garbage.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's two people discussing five photo or other people's photos, judging them real hard, but mostly
They're not
positive.
judging him that hard.
That's
is
true.
the thing.
Mostly positive.
Like, we'll get into it, but I'm not sure the host has the cutthroat nature to be a reality TV show host.
Yeah.
Does somebody have the list of the contestants on the show?
I have girl 1, girl 2, girl 3, possibly gender fluid person, girl 4, and guy 1.
Yeah, I know their names.
Okay. All right. I think it's just best to just go through. Let's go through episode 1. And there's 6 people. There's a total of 9 people we've seen on the show.
That's right.
There's 6 people involved. There's 2 people on the panel, and they swap one person on the panel out.
So I'll just go through like the setup of the episode is there's the hosts, Jasmine, who spells Jasmine very uniquely.
Very.
Well, you gotta get those handles. You gotta spell it uniquely.
I guess that's
It looks like it's like Jasmine is like how it looks
It's
like it should be spelled.
JAZZMYNE.
Oh, I'm glad you know that.
Jasmine.
Anyway, so yeah, she's the main host. They have a circulating second host, sort of like a chop.
They have a
Quote-
celebrity
quote
with
unquote.
the biggest air quotes I can possibly put on it.
One of them,
Yes.
excuse you, was the winner of America's Whatever season 14. That's 14 seasons.
Project Runway.
Project America's Next Top Runway.
Yeah.
Was she?
That's
yeah.
what they said.
It was
I
Project
can't back
Runway,
that up.
just some sort of.
That's
like,
why they made a point that they showed her with the sewing machine and she has a fashion line.
Oh,
'cause
I thought
she
Runway
won
was
Project
like
Runway.
a model.
No, Project Runway is you make clothes.
Right.
Oh.
America's Next Top Model is a spin-off of it about the models on Project Runway, to my knowledge. Could be wrong.
We
Oh,
haven't
really?
done those. We haven't done those shows on the pod. So
I
haven't
think
seen
it's
them.
like a crossover
I think they're in the
situation.
queue. So
All right.
we could have done Project Runway tonight, Chris.
So these are
You only have yourself to play.
these are the hosts, and then they start Skyping 6 people to say, "Hey, you're on this show," and they spend way too much time on this. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I was selected for a fucking BuzzFeed show," and then
And we
they-
didn't note that yet. This is a BuzzFeed show.
we selected this not knowing this was a BuzzFeed show.
It's
This
on
is
the
a
Hulu.
this is
and
a-
it tricked us.
20
They tricked
minute
us.
a 20-minute long show produced by BuzzFeed, and it was unwatchable.
So it's on their As Is YouTube channel, formerly Boldly.
Oh,
That was the name of their YouTube channel?
Yeah. And they're like, don't worry, Boldly just became As Is. As Is still has the same great content you're used to on
Oh,
Boldly.
wait. So it was Boulderly.
Boldly.
Boulderly.
There's no
And-
R.
Boldly. Now it's As Is.
That's right.
So they still have this YouTube channel.
Yes, we could have watched this on YouTube instead of Hulu.
And then they just have this YouTube partnership.
There's other TV shows.
Do you think Hulu
TV
is-
shows with air quotes?
Is Hulu paying for this content?
I cannot
I-
imagine. BuzzFeed's got to be paying Hulu to put it on there.
You think so? I don't know. What is this part? Is this just a win-win partnership for them?
Maybe.
Maybe Hulu's giving them like a cut of the ad
I feel like it's a
revenue?
lose partnership for Hulu because this is garbage.
You know, there weren't any ads.
Well, I have ad-free Hulu.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What do you think this is?
If
Not
there were ads
watching-
on ad-free Hulu for
Not
this
paying
show.
for ads, Max.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay. So anyway, they have two hosts, and then they announce who's on the show, and then they tell them you have a challenge.
Yes.
What was the challenge, Max?
The episode 1 challenge is called No Filter.
Whoa. It's hashtag.
Hashtag no filter. The guest host on episode 1 says, "No one's perfect. We're all beautiful in our own ways." Now, I agree. This has just been pounded into our heads for the past 15 years. We get it. It's not some sort of, new thing. Come the fuck on.
I don't know. Lots of things we believed true for most last 15 years are no longer true.
Okay, yeah, fair, but yeah. So anyway, the challenge is don't use Photoshop. And everybody takes this to mean also don't use makeup.
Yes.
And one guy interprets it, or one person,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Not Anthony. Anthony.
sort of like, one of the tree people from Lord of the Rings, Anthony.
Oh, man. I wish he did a photo as a tree person from Lord of the Rings. He could do it.
interprets this to
Hashtag
mean
unfiltered.
don't use Photoshop on myself, but the rest of the photo is perfectly fine. So anyway, yeah.
All right, let's talk about all the photos. Anthony.
Well, let's go in order.
Oh, you brought.
Oh,
All right.
I got the order.
You got the order. I don't know the freaking order.
Girl 1 is Destiny?
Very close. Divinity.
Divinity. And she takes off her wig and poses in a bed.
Yep.
And her thigh was exposed.
Yeah.
The panel really loved the
Not just her thigh, the back of her thigh, because that's not an area you usually expose.
Hot take. I like the photo.
This is
It was a solid
it's
photo.
a perfectly solid
Whatever.
photo.
I would double tap that photo.
Yes, they
You,
did.
you would shoot that photo twice?
Pop.
Jesus.
I think in the comments for that one, it was 4 taps.
It was 4 times.
Wouldn't that unlike it?
I think it would.
so. I think it would.
We got to get into what the judging.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. We got to
Okay.
get that before the photos.
There's 3 dimensions that a photo is judged on in
Yes.
episode 1. Composition, which is like framing and posing.
Lighting. They talk a
a
lot
lot about the
lighting.
lighting. These
Bring
are
it,
professionals.
bring it factor,
Gotta have that bring it factor.
and feed worthiness.
Feed worthiness is where they got the 4 taps.
Yes.
4 taps.
How worthy is this on your feed?
Yeah. Would you swipe by or would you double tap? Is what they say. And of course, we, being veterans of 24, we associate double tap with a different
Yeah.
meaning.
I mean, I feel like they kind of almost did the double tap sign when they were doing that.
Jasmine definitely was very close to that.
Girl 2 is Victoria. She doesn't like her
Yes.
arms. She goes out to a canyon and takes some nice pictures.
There's just a couple of things with Victoria. One, they had a shot of her in her video showing her getting ready to take the photo of her in water.
Yeah.
And then the photos were not in water, but the panelists talked a lot about how she was in water when they were judging her photos.
Who knows, man?
Also, I mean, she got 3 photos.
Yeah, so we gotta
I'm
talk about
very
this.
confused how that's going to work.
So her thing
All right.
is she always has 3 photos, and apparently that's okay.
Instagram lets you in one post have multiple photos.
But
yeah, but when you're double tapping on them,
I
do
think
you like all
the-
3 or do you just
I think a single post composed of multiple things, you only like the post.
You know, I'm not blaming her. I think that this was something the BuzzFeed brain trust should have foreseen and put a rule in. Besides, the
There's
only
no
rule is you've
rules.
got to, no, the only rule is you have to use your phone, and it's one damn photo. That should have been the other rule.
It seems to be okay.
Well, if you're allowed to Photoshop, I mean, taking 3 photos and putting them together seems like
I guess.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Girl 3 is from Texas.
Yes.
Katie. Her composition's bad. She does not bring it, and it is not worthy for my anybody's feed.
That's correct.
Yeah. Moving on.
I don't remember the photo.
It was her in a bed.
So this is the thing. Her photo had kind of similar theme as Divinity's photo, but Divinity did it better, which we'll come back to in episode 2.
Oh yeah.
She definitely had a pillow with like a Texas state flag, like home state or something on
She
it.
definitely did. Well, Divinity had a pillow that was she has a lot of emoji pillows in her bedroom, which I feel like says something about how hard she's trying to be a social media influencer.
Oh yeah. Got to be influencing. If you're not influencing, I don't know what you're doing.
I just want to take a brief pause.
Yes.
Looking at my notes, and my first note is "Kill me now." Back to the scheduled program.
I appreciate your commitment, Chris, that you let us do this to you. So when we were while we're on a pause, when we were looking at shows, like one thing that I appreciate about this show is that this show would be social media influencers compete on a reality show, and it's like that's every reality show, but this one doesn't pretend it has anything else is going on.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
these are people trying to be Instagram famous, trying to boost their notoriety, and so they're going on a reality show. And it's like, yes, that is some honesty.
Yeah, I mean, like The Bachelor should just be Instagram famous.
Instead of pretending looking for love, just like how good are you at Instagram photos? That's what matters.
So do you think Instagram is new in relative terms?
Yes.
Do you think in like a decade or 20 years from now, there's still going to be these people trying to be like maybe not Instagram, but just like social media famous? Is this like
This is
infinite
permanent.
career forever now?
I mean, not for a single person, but yes, this is never going away.
Or is
We
this
did
like
this.
BuzzFeed just like figures out some way to like monopolize like all the influence?
I don't think quote unquote regular people being able to influence other people through some sort of technological means is ever going away. But the details of how it happens might change a lot.
It just like didn't exist before, really.
You know,
You were just like in movies and that was it.
there was movies, there was TV shows, there was like magazines. And now there's
Radio
other things.
shows. All right. What's the next photo?
Contestant 4 is Anthony.
Anthony.
Anthony's
AKA Tony.
AKA
it's Tony time.
It's definitely Tony time.
It's definitely going to be the photo for this.
Yeah. If you see our Facebook or Twitter feed and you see the photo on the thing,
That's
it's definitely Anthony.
Anthony, his like
Should be disqualified for this photo.
100%.
his base look is like full on drag makeup. So for this, he takes it all off and then like does sort of a like Renaissance art pose and then photoshops in an entire Renaissance art background as well.
Yes.
AKA not paying attention to the challenge at all.
They talked about how he technically followed the rules of not using Photoshop since it wasn't used on his person, which Chris and I were very much like, no, he's definitely broken the
He
rules and he
definitely
should
has
go
like
home.
this Jesus on the cross kind of look.
It's so
And
good.
it's just like he's not wearing a shirt. He's very thin.
So this dumb thing the show does is they'll have the person talk about their inspiration, and there's this very slow reveal of the photo, which every other time just felt stupid. But with this photo, I was so shocked at what the photo was. It actually was kind of awesome for it to be like slow reveal
Yeah,
in, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
what is that?
Slow reveal into
Oh.
awesomeness.
Also in the photo, he has giant angel wings and stuff.
Oh yeah, and like a blowing red cape, but that's not really attached to him. It's very.
It was great.
I want to know where he got that like photo to Photoshop into. Like, does he have the rights for
I
that?
wonder if he photoshopped multiple photos together.
I'm pretty sure there's no copyright on like stuff from the 1500s.
that is true.
Yeah.
I guess if he used real. Yeah, but somebody has to digitize it, put it online. That's not free.
Moving on. Next contestant is Rosie.
Rosie.
She puts on a 50s lace thing, and that's
Well, you
about
didn't
it.
mention the key thing about Rosie that they make a big point of
Oh,
emphasizing.
they always mention this.
They do. What is it?
She's not 20.
She's 48 years old, Max.
Yeah.
She basically should be dead.
Yeah. You know, nobody that age has ever looked at BuzzFeed except for her.
That might be true.
Don't. Our audience, Max.
All three of them. So yeah, she wears this 50s thing and she hates thighs, and they say she doesn't really bring it.
I thought the photo looked fine. I thought it was good.
Photo looked fine, but she was standing in front of like this white brick wall, and so it was a little too boring. She's been in front of a wall with like something on it.
I feel
Moving
like
on.
she should have been like the center. Like she tried to like artistic be off center.
Yeah.
And I think that was her main problem. She was trying not to be the focus, but there was no other focus because it was a white wall.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The last contestant is Oso,
Oso.
which is Spanish for bear.
It fits.
Yeah.
Is that his real name?
No.
It's entirely possible.
Well done, parents.
Yeah, he does a sort of Chiquita banana look.
That's what it is.
I don't know what that is.
You've never eaten a Chiquita banana? Okay,
I guess not.
Rob, help me out
I
here.
don't understand.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, that's what the thing.
Oh, is it the woman with the
Yeah.
Okay. I got it now. You're right.
So Oso has this strategy of they talk a lot about the lighting, but he actually had soft lighting, so part of him was in shadow, but that apparently was good. So
He definitely just had like a real life like camera filter kind of setup.
yeah,
Like, no filters, but he kind of just like set the lighting up like a filter.
exactly, which counts.
He also didn't like his shoulders.
That's
It
true.
was like, and he was that's right. He's shaving shoulders. He said they'll come back darker. The hair will come back darker.
So he didn't shave them,
That's why he didn't shave them,
right?
So, yeah,
which is not
And-
true.
and that's episode 1. They
Well,
they say Victoria. They call her up and say, "You win."
yeah,
They call up Katie
yeah.
and they say, "You lose."
Yeah, so the call with these sort of like 2-minute Skype calls, it's like when they're kicking Katie off, they're trying so hard to be nice, and they need a little more Simon from American Idol. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah, yours wasn't good, you're gone.
That's not BuzzFeed's image, though.
I don't know. It was just kind of painful to watch the host just try to be like dance around the fact that they didn't like her photo and she had to leave.
Every
like-
one of these
No.
photos was like that. What do you mean? They're like, oh, I gotta be insanely happy about this photo, and then the next one, oh, I got to be super insane about this one because it was
When
really
you're-
insane about that one.
When you're
Just
kicking the
like-
person off, though, I think you got to just be like, hey, listen, it wasn't that good.
I got a solution.
All right.
It's very in with the millennials. It's called ghosting.
Oh, that would be great. They call everybody except the one that kicked
Like
off.
it's a group call with everyone. Hey guys, here's the next challenge. If you don't get the invite, you know you're off the show.
BuzzFeed, I'm available. Call me up.
One thing I noticed, there's a couple things I noticed that were like somewhat related in episode 1, is that the host Jasmine could not stop moving her dreads. Every time it moved to her, she was like, "Let me move my dreads out of my face. Like I can't like be a normal human being on this camera without touching my hair." It was really bothering me.
For the viewers at home, it should be noted that Chris no longer has hair and doesn't know what it's like to toy with your hair. It's fun.
That's fine, but you're on TV. I don't need to see you. Your dreads don't need to be in your face constantly, and you have to move them.
I'm just touching my hair now.
All right. And then the second thing was, first episode we saw 8 people. I'm pretty sure 5 of them had nose rings at some point in time.
Mm.
Like the host, Jasmine, definitely had a nose ring. Anthony had a nose ring. Multiple people had nose rings. They weren't always wearing them, but I thought that was really odd. I also dislike nose rings a lot. And Jasmine also had like a upper lip piercing, which I thought looked terrible.
I'm not into piercings in general, but I would like to talk about one of the other commonalities. Do you guys remember what the last star standing wins?
A trip to LA via VIP at a BuzzFeed party.
Yeah. How many of these contestants live in LA?
Half?
3 of them already live in LA.
Like, how much do you want to bet one of them wins just to save BuzzFeed?
Oh man.
I would like to talk about like a bit of the format of the show.
Oh, so your days are numbered.
This is the only competition we've seen where they're all remote, right? Like, there's
Right.
nobody else in the
This
studio.
is by far the cheapest.
It's
reality show.
unbelievable.
So cheap.
Yeah. All right, and then there's episode 2, where it's the same fucking shit, except the challenge this time is unboxing.
Hashtag
Hashtag
unboxing, Max.
unboxing.
Come
So-
on. You're not going to be a social
Yeah.
Maxia influencer this way.
Hashtag wow.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
So in this episode, every time they went over somebody, they spent at least 30 seconds recapping what they did last week,
Yeah.
which I guess you have to do, but it's only like a 12-minute episode or something.
It's a 16-minute episode. So that's one thing about this show. Like, you explained, like, they didn't really explain the rules very well. Like, this show doesn't waste a lot of time getting it over with. Like, there's not a lot there, but, like, there's not a lot to get through either.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way we convinced Chris to watch the second episode is it was only 16 minutes.
Yeah. I didn't even really want to do that.
It was bad.
All right, Max, you got the order for this one?
I think I just stopped giving a shit by this point.
I know.
But yeah, they send
The first one on this one was our good friend
Anthony.
It was Tony time again. But this time he was able to let his Photoshop being go free.
It was a perfectly fine photo.
Did we explain what the unboxing thing was?
No, we
it's sort
didn't
of like
explain it.
Chopped, where they have like 3 special ingredients they got to use.
Yes.
So it's sunglasses, makeup, and a rose garlands.
It was like a blue
makeup.
Blue makeup. And Anthony, I thought his photo was definitely the best photo.
It was pretty good.
The comment they made was that, oh, look at the symmetry, and it was just like a mirrored picture of him on each
Yeah.
side. It
There's
was
three. There's 3 him in the photo.
Yeah. And
But
it's like-
2 of them is the same one mirrored, and they thought the symmetry was great.
also, he used all 3 kind of in the way you would.
Yeah.
Other than like, I don't know what the roses really you would do with them, but like they were on his head,
Yep.
and then he was wearing sunglasses and he was wearing the makeup.
Yeah.
Other people they detracted from because they just used them in the same way.
I mean, okay, so like repeated pictures of something are a completely legitimate art form. Like, you
Yeah.
know, look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the Andy Warhol can
No.
of soup thing, or
Yeah.
any Snapchat from
I didn't say
a
it
social
was-
Maxdia influencer.
And yeah, I didn't say that was bad. I was just like commenting on the people commenting about how great the symmetry was.
Right. So we could call it. They changed one of the criteria for the judging. They got rid of being of brought it and replaced it with creative.
Not creativity,
No,
creative.
creative.
I think that in this episode they liked almost all of them,
Almost all of them.
but they gave a lot of hearts to the person that they eventually kicked off the show.
They kind of
They
like
were positive on every single photo this time.
but like the one they kicked off, they definitely had kind of like a ooh kind of reaction to. They
Yeah,
listened to
well,
it.
because they had to do the ooh reaction, or you're like, oh, why'd you kick them off?
Right. So the second one was Rosie. And Rosie just sort of so Rosie's thing was she sort of got the sunglasses and she put the makeup on her arms instead of her face to kind of be different. And then she took a photo at a fountain in Los Angeles.
Seems logical.
Yeah.
She was some sort of goddess, as she called it.
Yes. And they thought that the lighting on hers was a little too harsh. They weren't too happy with that.
It's outside. I didn't understand that at all. I agree that the angle and the pose wasn't great, but
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with the lighting.
Right. And the next one was Divinity, who put on the sunglasses and the makeup and stuff and took a photo at the exact same fountain.
This is insanity.
It's so crazy.
I can't believe they did them back to back too.
I
Like,
love they did them back to back.
That's insane.
And they also were like, there were so much more gushing about divinities.
Yeah.
And it's like the same damn
It's the
photo.
same photo, and I think Divinity looked terrible. Like the photo was better, but I didn't like what she was wearing, and her hair looked. It was just for me. I like the other photo. Like
Yeah.
the other photo was they were about the same, just because the other photos like actual poses off, but like I couldn't. The way they were gushing over one and hating on the other, I didn't get.
I respectfully disagree, Chris.
That's fine.
The other one had no like contrast. It was all too bright.
Oh, because she was laying down, so there was some sort of shadow in the other one. Oh, I get it.
Just like there was more range.
But if I'm on the Instas,
Was it feed worthy for you, Chris?
I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
Doesn't
Let's-
matter.
Let's quickly move through it. So then we had Victoria. And Victoria thing is she put the flowers on a hula hoop and then sort of had the hula hoop kind of like a halo around her head.
And she also changed her hair color.
Yeah. She dyed her hair to match the makeup.
That's too much.
That's dedication.
It's dedication. And so here's the thing where the three photos came into play was that one of her photos was not that good. The other two were better. And so they kind of gave her an average score by averaging it out. And this is where I feel the three photos thing feels like has an advantage.
Oh, I mean, if she
She can
submitted that,
she can try different things, and as long as it sort of hits, it'll be okay.
that middle photo, if that was it, she would have been out.
Exactly. And that was when it was in the middle. So that was like the centerpiece. So anyway. And then finally we had Oso, and I was so hoping Oso was going to be at the fountain. I was just waiting for it.
Was Oso in L.A.?
No, he's in Jacksonville.
Who's the other person in L.A.?
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria is also in LA. So Victoria could have been in the fountain.
Just like all three people in L.A.
But no,
were at that
they
fountain.
kicked off Rosie from L.A.
Yeah. Well, Oso like wasn't sure what to do with the makeup, but then he went for the end of a crazy party night, and so he's like took a photo of him in his bathtub.
That
And
was
it actually
creative.
I thought it was pretty creative. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it.
All right.
So they kicked off Rosie. So the interesting thing is both episodes, Divinity and someone else did kind of a similar photo, and the other person got kicked off. And I feel like that is a disadvantage, that if there's two that are kind of similar, it's
Yeah.
easy to be like, well, these two are kind of the same, and this one's not as good, so that's the one I don't like them much. But
I
like,
think they
what
kicked
is-
off the
what is
person.
Divinity's secret? How does she know what other people are doing so she can steal their idea and do it better?
Who is
She does
the
the-
mole?
Two people just
Exactly.
do the most generic thing.
Does Divinity work at BuzzFeed secretly?
Entirely possible.
I don't care.
She lives in L.A.
She lives in LA.
I'm just saying.
So the most interesting thing that happened during the second episode
Mm-hmm.
was they were playing a little music on the episode, and I look over at our Snapchat Max Media over here, and he was dancing with the mics, and it was pretty,
Like
pretty
maracas.
entertaining. Yeah. It was pretty entertaining. That was definitely the best part about episode 2.
We should get a social media post of Max shaking his maracas.
Oh yeah, that
It's-
would be great. You
yeah,
gotta share with the audience.
Unfortunately, the maracas are currently being spoken into by everybody here.
Somebody tweet at us, and we'll get Max to post a video of him doing this.
That's a promise. Yeah. Okay. Do we need a new tier for rating this show?
I don't think so.
I-
But we can get into the is this worse than Celebrity Apprentice?
Is this Q worthy?
Is it Q worthy? What's that mean?
Is it worth putting on your Hulu queue?
No. You
What
know,
kind of question is that?
you know the. I'll go to. Let's just get to the ratings. It's definitely bottom third.
Bottom of the bottom.
Yeah, bottom of the bottom. Sure. I don't think it's bottom of the bottom. Bottom. I don't think it's lower than Celebrity Apprentice.
It's not worse than Celebrity Apprentice.
Like the first episode was terrible. The second episode was slightly less terrible. Probably because I was comparing it to itself, so maybe not. I don't know. Rob, are you also putting it on bottom of the bottom?
Oh, for sure.
Is this your one and only James ranking? Bottom
I
of
guess
the
I don't
bottom.
need the James ranking, but I guess I'll make an exception.
Easy candidate for bottom 5.
I think so.
I don't think there's any way this escapes the bottom 5.
It's gonna be quite a challenge.
I think I had one other show this season at bottom of the bottom.
Was it? I could look it up. That's not interesting. Listen
Yeah,
to.
that's fine. Yeah, don't watch this. Really bad. Do you think BuzzFeed makes any other shows?
Yes.
Are
Would you like me to?
are they better than this?
Would you like me to read some show titles for you?
Sure.
Oh, it's reloading. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. Would you like to watch Bogus Beauty Season 1? Chrissy and Selrom.
Nope. Out.
I'm
I'm
aggressive.
out.
No, you keep telling me.
Bust beauty myths from your favorite Disney princesses.
Wait, are these just
What?
wait, slow
Wait,
down, slow down.
What?
These are not shows. These are just BuzzFeed videos.
Wait.
Do you want me to read you some episode titles?
Yeah.
Disney princess myths? What?
All right. Episode 1. I tried lifting a person with hair like Rapunzel. Episode 2. A raccoon tried to braid my hair like in Pocahontas.
There's a raccoon in my hair.
How long
There's
are
a
these?
raccoon in your hair.
How long are these episodes?
How long are these episodes? The first one was 12 minutes. The second one was 8 minutes.
You know what? Disney Princess Mythbusters sounds not terrible.
Yeah. How's this raccoon one working back?
All
Like the
right.
first one, okay, but 12 minutes? That's
All
like a
right.
2-minute thing.
I agree.
Prom season. Celebrate prom season with as is with special prom content.
Okay. What's another show? You go to the next show.
17 versus 27, season 1. A 17-year-old and a 27-year-old face off in the ultimate style challenge.
No.
Boo.
I was with you until you said style challenge. I just
Rat-
What kind of challenge do you want?
I just want to beat up a 17-year-old.
Oh, it's not.
Rad or fad? Friends try diet and fitness trends to find out if they really work.
Who the fuck is watching this
Episode
shit?
1. Friends try Khloe Kardashian's diet for a wedding.
Good God.
Can we have to have a vote. We
Wait,
gotta
wait,
vote.
wait,
Vote,
wait.
vote. Can we vote?
Is Khloe Kardashian's diet just Pepsi?
Can we vote to ban BuzzFeed from this podcast?
Yes.
I think that's they're definitely good in timeout at least.
We're definitely. I don't think there's any way in hell you get me to watch another one of these.
Never in a million years will I watch another one of these.
Not happening. Is this our first unanimous bottom of the bottom?
I don't think so.
I guess Celebrity Apprentice we
Celebrity.
didn't have.
We didn't have those rankings back then, but I believe you, the jury, was pretty unanimous bottom of the bottom.
This show lasted more episodes than that.
It did. So good job, Feed Famous.
And that proposal show is still on the air somehow.
Isn't it over? Isn't the season over?
Yeah, but they lasted the whole
It
season.
lasted the whole season. I told you. You can't deny the power of
I
Jesse
lost
Palmer.
the bet, guys. I lost the bet.
Will that also be appearing in your bottom 5?
Oh yeah, I
What
think
else you
that
been
was
watch-
my bottom of the bottom.
What else have you been watching, Chris?
I half watched the challenge today.
Mm.
The last 2 episodes of the challenge have been more entertaining than a
Ooh.
couple. Yeah,
Please don't spoil.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but I do dislike any episode that's like primarily in their redemption house, which like small spoiler. Next week seems to be about redemption house. And I'm
Uh-oh.
like,
That's
I
fine.
might skip that one.
Harrison's excited though.
I'm not.
So last week on the pod, you did a show called Top Hooker.
Oh yeah.
I have a question for you too. Have you ever heard of a show called TJ Hooker?
No.
No.
Okay. So I was in Montana, and it was Jersey Day. I found out my wife's grandma does not have MTV.
Okay.
So I flipped on the old TV shows channel,
Yep.
and there was this show from the early 80s called TJ Hooker.
Okay.
What do you think the premise of TJ Hooker is?
It's a cop show, a buddy cop show.
That was my initial thought as well. Yeah.
It's a cop show, and the titular character is TJ Hooker, played by William Shatner.
Wow.
Oh man.
And it's
Okay.
him and his crew of younger upcoming cops, including one played by Heather Locklear.
Wow.
And this show is just wild. Like, half the show is foot chases and car chases, but like filmed in the style of 40 years ago. So like there's a car chase through a parking garage. There's at least like you see a car kind of drive down and do a turn around,
Yep.
and then it shows the other car, and it just goes on like that for like a minute.
Sounds great.
How do the running scenes work? They're just like,
Shatner's just running after people.
this is not Tom Cruise running right now.
It's definitely not Tom Cruise level running. No, close. Shatner is also inappropriately flirting with any female working in the police department in various ways.
What do you mean? That's his character.
That
That's
is
who
his
he is.
It came up in the show like 8 times that T.J. Hooker is divorced.
It's okay to do this in the 80s. Okay.
I guess so. So anyway, I highly recommend T.J. Hooker. Check it out.
Great.
I don't really know what else I've been watching. I was in Boston this weekend, so that was pretty fun, but I didn't really get a chance to watch much of anything.
You watching much, Max?
Yeah, I watched Mexican Shark Tank. It is exactly like American Shark Tank
Why didn't we watch that?
because there's probably no way to find that with English subtitles.
Can we get a service to get foreign reality shows with English subtitles? I really want that.
Who knows,
I think
man?
that's called Netflix. But you gotta let them curate for you.
Yeah, well, they don't really have. They have like random weed cooking show that no one wants to watch.
Yeah.
Oh man, that show is bad.
Do we gotta do that show?
No, it's only 10 minutes. It is worse than this show.
Oh
We
man,
might have to do
you
it.
set some sort of bar right now.
We cannot do it on this show.
We definitely need inspiration for that one.
I was once in an airport and James says, "I'm going to watch this show." And I said, "You're going to turn it off within 45 seconds." And he says, "No way." And he flips it on and he turns it off within 45 seconds.
You primed the pump though.
No, we'll watch it in a bit. All right.
All right. I watching Jersey Day. I'm caught up on that.
I'm
Nice.
not caught up yet.
I feel like they brought it back too soon.
Okay.
I feel like it doesn't have the thing. And there's a lot of drama and not enough of just drunken ridiculousness.
Aren't they in Vegas now?
They're in Vegas.
What the fuck?
There is they actually hook up this season though.
Oh, okay.
Last season,
Oh, yeah.
no, there were no hookups.
No spoil.
Vinny is
No
single again.
spoil. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with what happened on the first season,
Great.
but it definitely did.
Great.
And the other thing I want to say is, so in the last episode, a lot of producers on camera, including good old Sally Ann Salsano,
Oh.
who gets an even title bar across the screen, like Sally Ann Salsano, executive producer.
Oh,
So
Nice. Does it say Sally Ann Salsano boss bitch?
it says executive producer, but I told Emmy that that's who she was.
Yeah.
I'm also almost done Churchill's Secret Agents.
Is
Oh,
it
man.
still good?
It's still good.
All right.
They're down to 6 people now.
they secretly let people go without like really bringing
So-
it up.
They don't let people go that bring it up, but like people will go pretty quickly. Like, so one time when they wanted to eliminate people,
Uh-huh.
they literally went in the middle of the night and told people they had to get up and leave. And
Wow.
the other people woke up and were like, yeah, they came and like asked her to leave in the middle of the night. Like, and they're like, is that part of a challenge or what? And it's like, no, they're just gone. But the thing they do is people will just randomly not be in challenges, and then later it's like, oh yeah, they're dealing with that injury, and it's like, what?
The British are very, fair.
But like, I'd like to know more about what's going on with this injury. Like,
Sure.
yeah. So that was a little weird, but overall, good show.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Better Call Saul. I'm keeping up with that. It's really good. Castle Rock is also really good. Been watching that. It's some sort of small town mystery, but weird shit's happening because it's Stephen King.
I watched Mexican dubbed American Ninja Warrior, and they were
Ooh.
not excited.
Oh,
There was no like goal when somebody's at the end or anything. They were just like,
I feel the American Ninja Warrior people are pretty excited about
yeah,
stuff.
I don't know what happens.
How are the Mexican people less excited?
I don't know.
What's that Netflix version of that show?
Oh,
Beastmaster or something?
Beastmaster.
Ultimate
Ultimate Beastmaster.
Ultimate Beastmaster, where they
That
actually have
sucks.
different feeds in different
Did
languages.
we do that on the show?
No.
No, we thought about it, and then we watched some, and we're like, eh.
It
There's just
sucks.
not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We've
It's
talked
just-
about doing Ninja Warrior like 8 times, and we always talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, oh, it's an obstacle course. Oh, we saw like 5 people. Okay. All right, guys. See you next week.
If we're doing an obstacle course show, we're doing MXC Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Oh, I would like to do that show.
No,
Although
you guys
it's not a
can do it.
reality show.
just play with me.
you guys
okay?
can do it without me. I'm fine. I don't want to do that show.
All right.
All right. I think that's it for us this week. You can tweet at us to have Max send you a video of him dancing.
With Maraca microphones. Maracrophones.
You can
Mac soccerphones.
please tweet that at Hoop With Us On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Hoop With Us On. You can email us questions and suggestions at hoopwithuson@gmail.com. Please rate us on iTunes. It helps out. And we'll see you guys next time.